Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel. Crypto markets looking pretty green today at the time that I'm recording this, which is nice considering what we've been through the last couple of days. Wait till I show you the Crypto Fear and Greed Index. It is at the lowest level we've seen since September of last year. And that's a good thing, because if everybody were feeling all hunky-dory after a massive drop like we've seen, I mean, relatively speaking, it's massive, that would be a bad sign. When the market dips and everybody's confident it doesn't mean anything and it's going to go to the upside, that's a top indicator. People are fearful right now. So that's good to see. I'm going to share with you perspective from a few chart analysts, so quick market update, and including perspective from an analyst who says that, you know, XRP is going to leave sidelined capital in awe. That's a direct quote. And in the end, what happens with XRP by the end of this market cycle, I believe it's going to leave the masses absolutely stunned. Now, maybe you won't be stunned if you've been paying attention and you understand what's at hand here, and you understand the historic precedent for what's about to happen with XRP, because in these moments, when XRP, pick a metric, you know, it could be XRP BTC chart, it can be XRP dominance. Look at the sentiment in the community. Yeah, pick a metric, son. These are the moments where things go absolutely crazy. But before going further, I do want to be clear, I do not have a financial background of any kind. I am not offering financial advice, and you definitely should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say, all right? I'm just an enthusiast who enjoys making YouTube videos about crypto-related topics, but just as a hobby and just for fun. As I record this video, let's see, it is 5:19, that's not a time. That's definitely not a time. It's 5:19 p.m. Central Time. Thursday, May 2nd, 2024. XRP is over 52 cents. Bitcoin at 59,375 bucks. So yeah, things been trending up. Doesn't mean we're necessarily all in the clear. More on that in a second. But first, take a look at the Crypto Fear and Greed Index. 43 out of 100. This is the first time this year that the Crypto Fear and Greed Index has dipped into fear. And in fact, we haven't seen it at 43 since literally September. So here's the one-year chart for where the Crypto Fear and Greed Index has been. And you can see here in January, we did get into the 40s. That's 48. That wasn't fear, though. And then if you go back to October, we start to get a little bit closer. You can see it kind of bottomed out here at 44. So almost there. On October 13th, we were at 44 out of 100. But you have to go into September. Let's see the first day, if I could find it real quick. There we go, September 22nd, 2023. That's the last day that we were at 43. And then, you know, there was a bottom within the last year is actually September 12th, when we were at 30 out of 100. And around that time period, if you were listening to my channel, you'll recall that during that time period, I was stating, yes, we're in fear, but at some unknown point in the future, we will be in greed, and then extreme greed again. And that has come to pass, hasn't it? Well, I'll tell you this, the market's not over, so we're going to see greed and extreme greed again. And then at some unknown point in the future, a good bit past that, we are going to see fear and extreme fear again. Because it just goes back and forth, but we still trend to the upside. It's one of the many reasons that I'm not fearful about it. Like, the asset class isn't going to go away. It's just going to get bigger and bigger. But here, people are having a hard time with this very obviously. But like I was saying at the outset of the video, this is what you want to see. When there's this level of fear, this can mean that it's a good opportunity for those that wish to accumulate more to do so. Now, it doesn't mean we can't be moving to the downside further first, even though there's been a little bit of a rebound to the upside today. Here's a post from chart analyst Credible Crypto. This is a Bitcoin USD chart. He wrote, just this afternoon, 1:09 p.m. Central, Bitcoin making a bit of progress off our local lows, but this type of choppy rise, leaving behind a bunch of untapped liquidity, is not ideal, as we usually come back for it later. And so he's warning, even though you might like seeing a move to the upside, don't get too comfortable. There's still a real possibility we see a move to the downside. Here's a post from chart analyst Altcoin Sherpa, who also thinks that there's a pretty reasonable chance we're going to be seeing a move to the downside, despite what has been happening today. So just this afternoon, he shared this Bitcoin USD chart, and he wrote the following. Bitcoin, don't think we're out of the woods at all yet. We still need to reclaim some levels. Today's alt action is nice, but I would not go all in at these current levels. Wait for Bitcoin to show more strength first and break $60,000 plus, in my opinion. And so he's warning we could see lower levels, and it's never a guarantee. And in recent days, all sorts of analysts were talking about this $52,000 level that could happen. It's never a guarantee, but it could happen. If that does happen and it takes alts down enough, I may be enticed to sell. With the most recent dip, look, I bought so many dips. It's just like at some point, unless it goes way, way, way down, I'm just like, yeah, I've got new money, but I'm just ready for the bull run. You know, like I am positioned, you know, at some point enough. I feel like enough is enough. And I really need to see some bigger dips than others might be enticed by in order for me to actually purchase something. But it could happen. It could certainly happen. Here's a post from chart analyst Mikey Bull Crypto, and this is fascinating because this is something that you want to see if you're ready for your alts to take off. Hashtag altcoins, and this is a market cap Bitcoin dominance chart. So hashtag altcoins, Bitcoin dominance has finally broken down the rising wedge, which signal the beginning of its downtrend. Buckle up for explosive alt season, folks. And again, like I've said in recent videos, this doesn't in and of itself indicate what's happening with Bitcoin price. So Bitcoin price can continue trending to the upside with dominance tanking as long as altcoins outperform, which is what you should expect based on historic precedent. You know, if you want to get crypto rich, jumping into Bitcoin right now is not the way to do it, in my humble opinion. So this is where we're at. And even if it takes a while for the market to hit an actual bottom, if we haven't hit it yet, and then start gaining some steam, fine. But more or less, this is the moment in time he's indicating where you should expect Bitcoin dominance to continue to decline. And I have seen a number of analysts share opinions in line with this. Here's another post from Mikey Bull Crypto, and I love this one. I love looking at these charts. So this is crypto total market cap excluding Bitcoin. So everything in the market except for Bitcoin. And there's a chart on the left, which is from 2018 through, looks like the end of 2021 roughly. And then so you can see what played out there. And you know price-wise what happened at the end of 2020 and going into 2021, right? Bull season, right? And then you have on the right, you have the end of 2021 going into, where we are now. And he wrote, altcoins market cap is currently in the 2020 reaccumulation range, which was followed by a huge explosive rally. And so this is an instance where it's worth looking at the screen if you're able to, if you're not driving or something like that. Here you can see last market cycle. Here was the reaccumulation phase, which came after where I'm circling now, which was just the accumulation phase. So big move to the upside, relatively speaking, from the lows. But then we did get a dip, and people were scared out of their minds right there too. And same thing here. So look what happened in 2023, and part of 2022, you could argue. That was the accumulation range. Then altcoins, as you know, in recent months, moving pretty dramatically to the upside. Now we've seen a notable move to the downside. This is where we are now. And if it's going to play out like last market cycle, right on to the upside. To me, it doesn't make sense to be fearful here. But I don't think people are armed with sufficient knowledge. And even if they were, I think a lot of people, even if armed with the actual information, I think that a lot of people still would have a hard time controlling their emotions. It is what it is. When it comes to investing, people are their own worst enemy. Here's a post from chart analyst Cryptolica, and I wanted to highlight this because it's basically the same chart as what the blockchain backer showed yesterday. So you may recall that the blockchain backer, and I highlighted this in a video, he shared a post on social media platform X, and he showed the total crypto market cap priced in XRP. And he noted that that was at a high. In fact, this is the highest it had ever been. It had only been that high at one point in history, which was 2017, which is when then XRP gained a ton of ground, obviously, face melt season, as you well know. And so this chart is indicating the same thing. So while the blockchain backer showed a chart that was the total crypto market cap priced in XRP, this is the opposite of that. This is XRP priced against the total market cap, which is why it looks like an inverse chart. It's showing the same thing. It's the exact same damn thing. And so every analyst on the planet worth their salt knows that this is a good indicator for XRP. That's why the ones that don't know what the hell they're talking about, or they just hate XRP because reasons, the irrational folks, the toxic Bitcoin maxis, they are going to be left in stunned disbelief by the time this cycle's over. Because XRP is part of the crypto asset class, and the asset class moves in tandem, and XRP is supremely undervalued from a historical perspective. Supremely. That's what this chart is showing. This is XRP priced against the entire crypto asset class. Here it is right now. Only one other point in history has it been this severe, and that was 2017. That's it. And we are there now. What do you think happens next? Which is why I keep saying, unless we have a black swan event and there is no alt season, if it's called off, fine, then XRP doesn't go. But if the rest of the asset class is going I personally believe XRP is going to stun people and melt faces. Here's a post from Chart Analyst Cryptos. He wrote, XRP looking good, pullback still possible before the move up, waiting the daily close. And so he was talking a week ago about the potential for what is playing out now to actually play out. And it actually has, like he expected. He was warning, hey, back here, and it was around the 25th, he said, hey, there's a good chance that the market's going to go down, and he articulated why, and I highlighted some of that information in a video yesterday, so I won't rehash it now. He said, XRP going up now, but don't be surprised if it comes back to the downside if the market tanks, which did happen, and now it's just bouncing on out of there, at least at this point. So we'll see what happens. Here's a post from chart analyst Bobby A., and he reposted this today with an additional comment, but I want to highlight this first. So this post is from October 22nd of last year. And at that point in time, as I just showed you, people were still pretty fearful. The market still had a lot of climbing to do. Bitcoin still needed to hit a new all-time high. It took months for that to occur, right? But he shared this post October 22nd, 2023. The top chart is a Bitcoin USD chart, and the bottom chart is an XRP USD chart. And he wrote the following. Here is the updated infamous chart. No changes. XRP is right where it should be and is following the footsteps of 2020 Bitcoin, just a bit slower. It will be a beautiful experience to witness this work of art turn into reality. And so what is he talking about? Well, I'll describe it, especially for those of you that aren't looking at the screen. This chart on the top, again, that's the Bitcoin USD chart, goes back to technically 2014 to what was present day at the time, October 22nd of last year. And he's showing that from the end of 2017 through, call it roughly halfway through 2020, Bitcoin is in a bear market. So still volatile. You can see, if you're looking at the screen, you can see up, down, up, down. Yeah, pretty volatile. That's crypto, though. But that was a bear market, even when we were moving to the upside. That's what he's articulating there. And what he's showing on the bottom with the XRP USD chart is the same chart formation playing out. That's what he's highlighting here. But it's over a different time frame. Again, Bitcoin on the top, it's showing from the bear market portion, from the end of 2017 to, again, roughly halfway through 2020, give or take. And then for XRP, it's showing the beginning of 2018, because XRP topped at January 4th, 2018. And that goes out until 2023, like right where they were. Well, you can see. And so he's saying the bear market for that basically ended for the structure. Like it was the same damn thing towards the beginning part of 2023 or into 2022, because it is the case that in terms of USD, XRP actually bottomed in June of 2022. So wherever you draw this line, you might be kind of splitting hairs, but it has been trending up for almost 2 years, as you can see on the chart there. So he's just noting that it's the same chart formation playing out. But for Bitcoin, it played out over a much shorter period of time, again, into 2017 till halfway through 2020. But for XRP, beginning in 2018, and we're still waiting for this thing to go. But he's saying it's the same thing, and he's optimistic. This thing is absolutely going to go. And look, it is the case that when chart formations play out, I mean, I'm not a chart guy, and this is just like pretty standard knowledge, commonplace knowledge. Chart formations can play out over a span of, like a relatively shorter period of time or longer period of time. In fact, there have been some formations, like gold, it's had chart formations play out over a span of decades. So the fact that this is, by a span of however many years, a little bit longer than what happened with Bitcoin, okay, it's not weird. And also, of course, the SEC was a factor last market cycle, but this thing's going to go absolutely ballistic, I believe, anyway. And so then, again, Bobby A., who posted that, reposted it today, this afternoon, and wrote, XRP is going to leave sidelined capital in awe. The sentiment is in the gutter and precisely where assets print V-shaped reversals, leaving most behind. Love to see it. Yep, I agree with the sentiment. And it's just a matter-of-fact statement that you don't know for sure when any asset's going to go, but when it goes, either you have exposure or you don't. And those who don't, it's common for a lot of those people to FOMO in, and then you miss a ton of the opportunity because the multiplier effect, my God, you get in like hours later. It could be, depending on how quickly it rockets. I mean, and I say that because think about it, like XRP, look what happened when it got legal clarity. I know it was briefly lived, but the price of XRP basically doubled in several hours. So you may think, oh, well, if it starts to go, I'll buy it. Well, okay. But then you're cutting, if it doubles in price before you can get in, then, whatever amount of money you're going to put in, you're going to get half the rewards compared to if you have the exposure beforehand. So we're here hanging out. We understand what's happening here. But lots of people don't get it. And they buy into these stupid ass narratives that don't make any sense. And they don't understand it's much more simple than this. And it's human psychology and the asset class moves together. You guys know the whole drill, right? So it makes no sense to be fearful here in my humble opinion. But I expect the typical lemming speculators out there to feel this way and make important financial decisions based on the feels. I totally count. That's part of my investment strategy, is that humans are going to continue to act like humans. Absolutely. I just think it's stupid, so I just don't do it. I just buy stuff and then I don't do anything. That's it. It's easy for me, but hard for most people. Is what it is, folks. So this is a good time to be in crypto, and I don't know how long it's going to take to turn around, or if we already saw the bottom. We'll find out together. But the best is yet ahead. It's going to be a hell of a 2024. It already has been to this point, but the best is yet ahead. I'm not a financial advisor. You should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo.